So let's start my presentation now. Okay, this is my agenda today. I would like to give you a overview update of IoT security market in as our findings in this year or past few years. And I would like to mention a bit security threats to IoT environment, and then our NuMicro family IoT platform solutions. And the point is the M2354 series at a glance. And finally, it's a conclusion from RT straight to multi-cloud support for IoT node devices. I won't be so deep technically, but I will give you an overview to Nuvoton IoT security platform, and then focus on IoT security series M2354. Here we can see the challenges to IoT business. We believe this is the most challenging to IoT devices is security, because the use of cloud technology technologies continue to grow to billion of new devices with different capability, and many of them are physical accessible and thus exposed and vulnerable to attack or be misused. And digital identity are needed to prove the ownership. So on the other hand, the most recently our observation is growing IoT security regulations worldwide. So you can see the most challenges will be security threats in IoT era. And what's the global IoT security market from 2020 to 2025? Although we experienced COVID-19 in past 2 years, so you can see a little bit slow or keep flat in 2021 or 2022. But we foresee soon the IoT devices or IoT services will take off. So it will be a CAGR almost 24% yearly. So and in terms of geographical growth, we can see the top three areas is Europe, North America, and Asia Pacific. Especially for Asia Pacific, there's a big momentum, but we believe most pioneer or leading or innovative applications will be created from Europe or North America. Then we will see the more mass devices or volume zone applications will happen in Asia Pacific. So this is give you a illustration after our internal investigation. Okay, and what's the importance of IoT security? And we need to start the discussion from security threats. Firstly, we can see the unsafe communication and unauthorized access will be the first the first place or first to be highlighted for IoT security. And this unsafe communication or unauthorized access will cover in eavesdropping, spoofing, and tampering with data. So here is an example. This is an IoT device example hydrometer, and it will regularly report the data or status to the cloud service. And in the in the internet in the middle way internet, it will go through gateway and network. So the when the data is transmitted from devices to cloud service, you will be facing injection, malicious codes, or tampering with data, or even the devices to be cloned. This is a dangerous or the impact to a IoT devices, meaning security issues. And how do we protect the connection? And here listed some solutions like SSL or TLX and digital certificate, symmetric or asymmetric key stream authentication. So to provide these protection approaches, the MCU needs security features. So here we say the security blocks from MCU. So more and more requirement to MCU will need will be security storage. This is for unique ID certificates. These certificates and keys, and unpredictable random number generator to generate a key for data encryption or decryption. Then better to have a cryptography accelerator in hardware, since the efficiency is far comparing software and hardware approach. And for common IoT security threat number 2 will be compromised IoT devices like the network becomes facing a botnet attack, malware attack, and so here we'll need more security functions, especially for hardware and software integrated solution covering secure boot and secure OTA. And for the previous slide, the secure storage or crypto accelerator also needed. And trust zone can benefit the firmware or software inside of MCU to be more protected. Yeah, and we also need more serious OTP life cycle management, like to use a OTP, one-time programming memory. This is the third part, physical attack to IoT security threats. For physical attack, physical tampering, like JTAG, the debug interface access, and the MCU clock, or even voltage pins to be inject the glitches or bad signals. And how to mitigate these attacks? So here the MCU may need the physical tampering detection or protect the flash memory. Just so it can also work. And for clock and voltage fault injection, we do need implement the clock monitoring and the voltage glitch detection. And I believe this is more and more required for general purpose MCU, or we say the IoT MCU, even it's a traditionally secure element product have. Here we talk about the MCU security target. In overall, we can say MCU security target, especially for network connected devices, it's to implement the security features to define against software attacks and the non-invasive hardware attacks. Um, I should say the IoT security is still in developing stage from time to time. Most people are a little bit confused how to categorize traditional secure element, or we say the smart card chip, the security label, and the general purpose MCU security label. After several years development and experience from our side, we believe in IoT or medical or other some general purpose applications. It do need the software attacks protection and the non-invasive hardware attacks, covering side channel attack, for injection attack, protection capability. If we talk about the invasive hardware attacks, we think it's almost belong to the traditional payment applications or online banking related. We don't believe this will be so necessary for IoT MCU or general purpose MCU. Yeah, this is a current progress of IoT security related certification compared to different applications and different security standard sponsored or regulated organizations covering like a CC, common criteria, global platform CC profile, PSA initiated by CSPN, mainly initiated from France. For industry, there is IEC 62443. Okay, here is a overall summary and explanation to Nuvoton one-stop IoT solution, covering device platform, device ready, gateway platform, cloud ready, companion application on a mobile phone. I listed the slide here to explain Nuvoton provide our product portfolio covering MCU and the NPU products with certain software solutions, including driver for connectivity for different wireless protocols, and the gateway reference design mainly by our NPU product. And for different clouds, we have several different cloud connection example. Even we created the companion apps on monitor on our mobile phone. Here is a summary. We categorize the IoT platform from IoT device platform, IoT gateway, and out-of-band platform for server. This is out-of-band platform for server is a industrial applications, mainly for servers located in cloud center or database center to monitor the cloud the server for cloud services for remote control, and it also support a security link remotely. Here is overall explanation to our Nuvoton IoT platform, from hardware MCU to our partner from RF wireless communication vendors and the OS vendors and the cloud vendors. As a a detailed explanation from my previous 2 slides. Okay, so let's move to the point today at the M2354X series. We provide the different security feature from the security label point of view. From the M26X, the basic security functions required for general purpose MCU in the IoT era, secure boot, and the M2351 with incremented secure connectivity covering the RTOS libraries and the firmware OTA and the product lifecycle management. And finally, M2354 with secure storage. Here I explain the PSA a little bit. Why we choose PSA to be a guideline of when we design our IoT security products, because we think this is a good reference standard for building a secure system and the reference implementation. You know, security is not easy to be defined, so we think it's necessary to have a common language for IoT industry. And this is a good example, provide an approach from analyze, architect to implement. And in terms of common principle across multiple use cases, this provide device identity, trust boot, and the secure OTA and the certificate based on authentication. So this is a good software architecture hardware requirement guideline for IoT devices from the chip to system label. So with the PSA guideline and our in-house technology, we developed our M235X IoT security controller from the first generation M2351 to M2354. The focus is M2354. We innovate. I'm proud of to say we invent the secure key store with inside of the MCU, inside of SoC. This secure key store surrounded by crypto power side channel mitigation approaches, platform security mechanism, certification support for IoT ecosystem, and the internal data transmission with scramble technique. So I think this is the most economic solution to IoT industry, especially for node device design, because you can save a secure element cost even and the complex secure element development procedures with certain level and security guaranteed key store inside of an MCU. We try to enhance our IoT security platform with RT-Shred by end of this year to announce our M2354 IoT platform with RT-Shred combined with TFM, Trusted Firmware M. This M means for Cortex MCU, Cortex M. Cortex M label MCU. So we hope we can finish this job by end of Q4. Actually, I think we can announce this with RT-Shred in Q4 together to announce the maybe this is the first platform with RT-Shred and the TFM solution globally. So for the detail, you can check the download file later. Finally, let's move to the conclusion. We try to from RT-Shred to support multi cloud. So here you can see in our M2354, the latest IoT security platform, we will focus on IoT Shred more than other embedded operating systems. And we can leverage our existing cloud experience to help the customer to make easy connection to different clouds. And this is our actual history with Artistrade before, and we collected a lot of authors from the developers community to get many drivers we verified by the open developer communities, and all these verified drivers are published by Artistrade in the internet. Okay, finally, it's a simple conclusion, and we develop our IoT security MCUs from technology to solution, and try to help customer to adopt in different applications. So from technology, from solution to applications, to give a customer a more easy reference or guidelines to design your devices with security. Finally, this is a summary for IoT security technology developed by our NuMicro family. Okay, this will cover MCU and the MPU products always in the future.